Good afternoon, all future owls. My name is Katherine Kellman. I serve as the director for the Department of Housing and Residential Education. And for the next 30 minutes, you're going to find out about all of what awaits you here at Florida Atlantic University in our housing program. So sit back, enjoy, and please make sure that you are seeing our chat box because I have my two associate directors who will be able to answer all your questions. So please make sure that if you're unable to see the chat function on your agenda, please make sure you refresh your browser so that you're able to do so. I'll remind you again as I am going to share my screen. So once again, take the time to refresh so that you can start asking your questions in the chat box as we begin our session this afternoon. So, a little bit about our contracts and assignments here at Florida Atlantic University. Our actual housing contracts are for an academic year, so from fall all the way through the spring. Our applications do open on December 1st. You always want to make sure that you're looking at that date because that is an active and important date in your housing experience. On December 1st, if you know you want to live in housing, you're going to want to actually complete your application starting that time. Part of our application process is a $100 non-refundable application fee. This fee is not a deposit or a prepayment towards your housing costs. It is a complete fee. It is non-refundable. So for our students who are looking to attend our Boca Raton campus, you are required to live on campus if you are a first-time in college student who lives outside of the 30-mile radius of Boca Raton. You would be required to live in housing. If you are seeking an exemption from housing for Boca or any of our other spaces, here's what you will need to know. Students who reside with their parents or legal guardian within 30 miles are exempt. Students who are at least 21 years of age and a student who is married. Those deadlines are May 1st for the summer and July 1st for the fall. For our students who may be interested in our Wilkes Honors College, our Jupiter campus, the first year students are all required to live on campus for their first 2 years. This is important because no matter if you live within the 30 or outside of 30, you will be required to live on campus for 2 years. The reason why is because our Wilkes Honors College, we provide a residential college experience, which means that you're going to be immersed in the academic experience by having faculty, associates, and residence programs where they're going to have things related to practicums and things of that nature in the halls. And so we want you to be ready and equipped within your first 2 years at the Honors College to engage in that academic rigor that is provided up in our Jupiter campus. Now, what can you request on your contract? So part of your contract, you can request accommodations or modifications, but please note that those requests will still place you in the requirement to register for student accessibility services, which would mean that you need to complete that process by June 1st for the fall. If you're unsure what that means, please make sure that you contact the housing office when you apply, and we're happy to work with you on how to navigate that system. But you would start first with our Student Accessibility Services office. You're then able to list up to 3 room types and buildings for your preferences. And that's very important. And you'll see later in our session today that we have very many different options for housing, and we have a variety for you to choose from. And so taking a tour is important, and you can do those virtually at the current time. And then lastly, you can preference up to 1 roommate or suite mate, and this takes priority over your room preference. So this means we place an importance on whom you select to be your roommate or suite mate. Now, you may be asking, what's the difference between a roommate and a suite mate? A roommate is someone whom you are sharing a room with, and a suite mate is someone whom you are sharing a suite with. Here at Florida Atlantic University, we offer only suite style living. So you will always have some form of a suite mate, but you may not always have a roommate. And so that is also important in the process of applying for housing. Once again, if you don't see the chat function on your browser, please make sure that you're refreshing so that you're able to put questions in. So the associate directors who are answering the questions are happy to answer all the questions you may have. So a little bit more about our contracts and assignments. As you see here, these are all of our buildings that we'll be touring today in our virtual tour at the end of our session today. But housing assignments are based on the date of contract completion, your enrollment in the full academic course load, and your distance from campus. All communications about housing or assignments are made by via your FAU email. So once you've completely tuition deposit here at FAU, you'll begin to get communications from the university and different departments to your FAU email. So you'll want to check that email very frequently. All of our residence halls do require a meal plan, but you're able to select the meal plan of your choice, and that's actually done during your housing contract process. So you'll do that all through the housing portal that we have here. So what is included in your room? What comes in your room is going to be a twin extra large bed. So you can't really use those twin bed sheets. You'll need an extra large twin bed sheet for our actual residence halls, a desk chair and a desk, a dresser, and then a horizontal window blinds. Those all come with the space, and you'll be able to decorate as you choose in those spaces. Everything that comes in the room must stay in the room, but you're excited and engaged to really make it your own. And you'll see throughout our tour later on exactly how each student may use the space. So next is around residential education. So first, we want to take some time to talk about safety and security. So all of our residence halls and apartments have front desks that are operating and staffed 24 hours a day. Our housing community service officers, what we call our CSO program, they sit desks in the evening, but they also patrol our residence halls in the evening and overnight. So there's someone always making sure that things are secure in our buildings. Then we have our Night Owls program, which is provided through our student activities space, and they provide golf cart rides throughout campus in the evening hours to help students to range around campus. We have blue light phones throughout campus, and we have them directly next to all of our residential spaces and facilities. And those phones are directly connected to our FAU PD, which is vitally important to note. Florida Atlantic University does not have a security office. We have actual police on our campus. And so it does make a great relationship for safety and security here at FAU. Additionally, all of our entrances to our residence halls and our apartments do require an OWL card or an ID card that we provide here at the university to enter the building, enter your towers, and to go up elevators into living spaces. So we have that added security. So you come past the desk, as well as you'll need to have an OWL card to go up. Additionally, some of our buildings do also require the OWL card to get into your suite door. So get into your main door of your room, you'll have to have an OWL card. So we have that added layer of security throughout our buildings. Next is programs. We are super fun here at FAU, and so we use a residential curriculum. Now that may sound like you're learning, but everything that we do does have a learning outcome, but it's still fun. So part of our programmatic process here is that our goal is to strengthen your academics, engage you in the FAU community, allow you to explore yourself and engage in different opportunities, and then develop a multicultural competency. And we do that through many different programs. Some of the most traditional things that you've seen at other that you've heard about are seen on TV as you talk about college. So we still do pizza parties and ice cream socials, but we also bring in our career center to talk about internships and practicums. We also bring in the rec center to talk about self-care. We'll bring in CAPS. We'll also bring in Owls Care. So we bring in a lot of different partners across our campus. And additionally, we do have resources for all of our students living on campus. And we have a 3-layer system of staff. So first we have resident assistants. So these are peers who live in our buildings, who've lived on campus before, helping engage our students. We have graduate staff who are here, who are learning and engaging in their own academic excellence, but also gaining the professional skills necessary to get their first entry-level job. And then we have professional staff, which we call our residential education hall coordinators, and they are there to assist the student at any time. So we have all of 3 layers of staff that help, and all of them are on call in some sort of rotation throughout the semester. So as I talked a little bit already, our resident assistants are our first main contact for students. They're there for resources. They plan programs. They engage with our students. Currently, they're doing those virtually and in small groups. We do plan to have a full open traditional program, but we also hire student staff. And so please know all of the jobs that you're seeing here and positions are positions that a lot of our students apply to, and we're one of the largest employers here at FAU of student staff. Then we have our desk assistants. So these are the individuals who answer our front desk phones. They triage things, they give keys out, they help with work orders and general housing concerns. And then last are our community service officers. They work the overnight desk shifts and they do report suspicious activity. Additionally, they are the first prong of our field CSO program, which works with our police department. So students who are engaging in the police field or political science or anything of that nature, criminology, they seek out this position because it helps them get into that particular field. So then we have some great academic initiatives that we do within our hall. So first we have our Get Wive centers. So those are located in our Glades Park Tower and Atlantic Park Towers. Atlantic Park Towers is our brand new building. So when you ever come on our campus or you go on our Take a Tour section, you'll see that we have a brand new building. It opens fall of 2021. We're very excited that is going to be a sophomore or upper class building, but it is a residence hall. So you'll look forward to actually engaging in that building. But they do have the largest Get Wive center that we have. That Get Wive center is open 7 days a week for about 24 hours. It's a great study space. And then we have another smaller one in Glades, which it serves a smaller community and is not open outside of the long hours. And then those services that are provided are quiet study spaces, tutoring, group space for studying, advising, career consultation. And then we also have faculty engagement opportunities where they come in and do different activities and programming around maybe a topic or a school or college to engage our students in their residential community. And then lastly, from our office, we do academic focus initiatives. We do intervention to help students to see how they're doing in their classes. And then we recognize students who are doing essentially well in their academics so that they can continue to be encouraged. Now, for what everyone's been waiting for, we're going to start our actual virtual tour. So these are just a couple of questions that I'll cover during our virtual tour. Please note that you can always go back and look at our virtual tour at your own leisure. So first, this is our housing and residential education website. If you go to the 3 lines, you'll see it says future residents, and you'll just click here to say take a tour, and it will bring you exactly to this page. On this page, you'll be able to see all of the tours that we have for every one of our buildings. We do make it easy where we have first time and college students, which will be you all, and you can tour all those buildings. And then you have upper class and graduate and medical school, and that's at the latter section. So let's start and begin. So first, we're going to take a tour of Glades Park Tower and Heritage Park Tower. What's important to note about these 2 buildings, they're sister buildings. So those tours are going to look identical because they look identical from the room types that are offered, from the spacing that are there. So what we are going to start first with is what we call our L&R room. This is a double, so 2 people who are sharing their own bedroom, but they also have 2 other suite mates on the other side. So when we talk about what is a roommate and what's a suite mate, this is the best example. So you would have a roommate who lives in L with you, and then suite mates who live in R. So in Heritage and Glades, there are 4 people sharing 1 bathroom. You clean your own space. We will provide you a curtain upon entry, but you will have to do your own cleaning and supplies of toilet and cleaning supplies, but you're able to decorate in any which way that you want. All of the items that you see here and how the bedroom is configured is really up to you how you want to configure the space, but everything must stay as is in place, in a sense, having those items. So your question might be, how do I select a roommate or find a roommate? So part of the application process is that we have what we call our lifestyle questions, and you're able to actually talk a little bit about yourself and give like a little message, and students can then see how much of a percentage they match with you. And then you can engage on the platform to decide that you want to be roommates with each other. We do offer gender inclusive housing. So if you're someone who that's more of a preference, we do have that description on our Take a Tour website, and you're able to do that. All students who are requesting gender inclusive housing will need to all agree as well. So I'm going to go do this tour one more time before we move on. But once again, as you can see, those spaces are very large. You have a closet space. You're allowed to put any of the additional furniture in the closet if that allows for you to have more space. You can even put a curtain rod in the closet to give you, closure and close off that space for yourself. The windows always have a great view. I will say that they all are the same measurements. What is really great about our tours is that if you come down here and you use that ruler feature, it'll actually give you the measurements of the space. So as you're thinking about selecting items, you're able to measure. So the one common question that we often get is, what can I bring with me? So you're able to bring a micro fridge, or a microwave. And we always tell students to talk with their roommates and suite mates so that way we don't have 3 or 4 microwaves and fridges, but sometimes we do have those in the room. Additionally, we do allow air fryers, Instapots, rice cookers. The only thing we don't allow are things that are fire hazards. So things like hot plates, toasters. We allow toaster ovens, but not toasters. Anything with an open heating element is going to be a concern for us. And we do outline that all on our website for students to review before they do come to campus. Another question as we move along to another one of our buildings, which is Parliament Hall, is about pricing. So as you're thinking about coming to the institution and looking, and if you have questions about our rates, that is also under future students. If you click rates, you'll see all the different pricing for each room type, as well as each building has a different price line. So Parliament Hall is a little different. So here we're showing you what we call our ABCD room, or 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So unlike Heritage and Glades, this particular residence hall does offer single rooms. For each person has their own bedroom, so no roommates but suite mates, and only 2 people are sharing 1 bathroom on one side and 2 people are sharing a bathroom on the other. So once again, same rules apply. You'll have to clean your own bathroom and supply all your belongings, but you have your own kind of space. What you'll see differently in this tour that you saw, that you see differently from the tour that we just did for Heritage and Glades, is the following. These beds go quite higher. We call those our lofted experience. They do come with a ladder. And so you just will request that during your move-in process, and we're happy to lift it up or bring it down depending on how it's structured. And as you can tell, students really do decorate and then organize it in a different way. We do ask that you not use things like staples and push pins and things of that nature. Blue tape and commando hooks are the best use of the space. And so you want to make sure of that. And once again, as I said, December 1st, if you're seeking to come on campus and housing is very important to you, you want to make sure that you apply early and soon. So a question that we often get is, how much is parking? Where can I park? How does it work? So parking at Florida Atlantic University is free for all students, but residential students do get some parking that's quite close to their building. We call that the green lots. And the green lots are always attached to a building. So it's quite close to any residential hall. And so you don't have to walk very far to get to your vehicle. So we're going to do this tour one more time. And as I showed you or talked about earlier, these are virtual tours. So it's very inclusive. You can stop where you see the little red dots. It'll give you additional information about the space or things that are important for you to know. Additionally, another question that we often get is, are animals allowed in our space? So we only allow fish in gallon tanks, no larger than 10 gallons. The only other animals that are approved are animals who have been approved and verified as a emotional support animal or service animal, and that process is done through Student Accessibility Services, which is on our website, and they go through that with you to make sure everything's approved before you move in. Additionally, a question that we may get is the following. Our floor is divided by gender. We do not divide our floors by gender. We do have some suites that are single gender. We have some that are gender inclusive. So the question of, like, we could have, let's say room 201 could have all boys, room 202, which is next door, could have all girls, and 203 could have a mixture of individuals who identify in different genders. So that is really up to those individuals who want to live with each other. Our guest policy, we don't have a curfew. We do allow outside guests once we're outside of the COVID policy. And so we are planning that for the fall of this upcoming fall. You are allowed to have the the person of the opposite sex come and visit you, what we do ask is that part of our required roommate agreement and suite mate agreement process, which happens in the first 2 weeks, that you work with your suite mates and your roommates to notify them of any guests. Your guests will have to sign in as part of the process at our front desk. So we've taken a tour of the 4-bedroom in Parliament. So now we're going to go to the 2-bedroom. This bedroom looks similar to what you saw in Glades Park Tower, except that there are 2 people sharing a bedroom and 2 people on the other side sharing a bedroom. But this time they each have their own bathroom on each side of the suite. So they're able to not have to share 4 people to a bathroom. What's important, once again, is if you're looking at this tour and going, this is the type of room I want, then you need to make sure that you that you are making sure that you are able to complete your housing application by December 1st. So, questions about if there's an issue with my roommate or suite mate, what do I do? You're gonna go to your RA first. A lot of the things that we cover in your roommate and suite mate agreement in the first 2 weeks talks about living with others. We know that there's always going to be some discourse because you're getting to know each other. And so part of the process is talking it through, but your RA is there to help you with anything any questions you may have related to the process. And then if it does not work, then you can go to the other professional staff. So what are the benefits to living on campus? So first is most definitely the convenience. To walk to class, not to commute and get in a car, it saves time. And you're the proximity to the library, to tutoring and other events that happen on campus. Truly, the campus at night is something that is alive. There are so many events happening, from student activities, from our residential staff, and then other academic lectures and events that you don't have to place in your schedule because you just live there. I think about our annual bonfire as a great example. So the next building we're going to go to is Indian River. So what's different about Indian River Towers is the following. It is the one building that we have that is for mixed class students. So for example, there will be sophomores in this building as well as first year students. But it's a great mixture because it's often a lot of students who are seeking to stay in a residential experience versus going into our apartment style housing. So it also offers a different type of room experience because it provides a living room. As anyone who is interested in the Wilkes Honors College program, these particular rooms are identical to similar to what we offer in our Wilkes Honors College. So please just advise. So you'll see in this particular tour, we're showing you the 4 singles and a living room and the bathroom. But we do offer this in the 2 bedrooms where 2 people are sharing a room and 2 other people, and then there's a bathroom. Similar to Glades and Heritage, this particular residence hall only has 1 bathroom for 4 people. The difference here is that the toilet area and the shower area are separated, so it does give you a different experience when you are sharing a space. And the living room is a great feature. A lot of our students enjoy living in Indian River and often spend their 2 years in Indian River because of the living room space. So is this vitally important? The room types do change, and as you can tell, I know we often get a question about, are there rooms where there's just 1 person? There are bedrooms that just have 1 person, but we don't have any suites that would just be 1 person. So I'm going to start this tour one more time, and then we're going to take a look at our lobby areas of 2 of our buildings. And then as you think about your housing assignments and when we send that kind of information out. So once you've completed your housing contract, we'll begin to communicate some different things about living on campus, things about move-in. We do a appointment-based move-in here. So you pick your appointment-based, the date in which you want to move in, and then you'll be able to use our big old bins to move all your stuff. But all of our housing assignments will go out usually early June to students. So it's vitally important that you look at due dates and you're keeping on top of everything that you have to get done. Do we have kitchens in our residence halls? We do have small kitchenettes and community kitchens on our first floor. They're not ample in size for you all to complete and make meals, but they are good for a small meal selection or to bring some of your larger kitchen appliances into the space. And so with that, we're going to go to we're going to go to Parliament first and take a tour of their lobby and first floor area. So it's going to give you a quick tour of the outside. Parliament is so interesting in how it's laid out because you have this large lobby area and you have a longer hallway that takes you to the game room. Each residence hall does have a multi-purpose room or game space where students are allowed to play. There's pool, foosball table, air hockey. Every building has something different. But they all have a computer lab. So if you need to print, you're able to print there. At your Get Wise centers, you'll be able to print actually for free. All the other locations, you'll have to print with a cost. But as you can tell, like this is the big hub for a lot of students in our Parliament area because this is where they kind of hang out and socialize. Then you go down and you'll see the computer lab. There's laundry facilities in every one of our residence halls. All of our laundry is free. Let me repeat that one more time. All of our laundry here at Florida Atlantic University is free to students. So you never have to pay for laundry. If a student has a concern related to maintenance concerns, we have a online maintenance request form. Our staff here are very vigilant in coming to fix things. And so we're happy to assist any student. If there's any emergencies, we also have an on-call maintenance staff that will come and deal with any emergencies. And so that's also important as you think about Florida Atlantic University. We are here to service our students. As you can tell, we also have study areas. Parliament does have a small gym area for students to use. We do have a full service recreation center here and gym at Florida Atlantic University, but we do offer a small gym in this particular building in Parliament. So it's also, you know, a great time to just do a little exercise if you don't want to go down to the rec center as well. Another question that we often get is related to our dining plans. So you are able to make your choice and select whichever dining plan you would like. What is important is if you choose to change your dining hall plan, you'll need to do that at business services within the first 2 weeks of school. And you're able to change. Every student has to have a meal plan if they live in a residence hall, but they're able to supplement that and have, you know, the air fryers and rice cookers and things of that nature. As I said earlier, here is the common kitchenette area for a Parliament. So as you can tell, it has a large refrigerator, double 3 microwaves and some and stove area, and so you're able to do some cooking and things of that nature. So as we close up, I just want to give the Heritage Park tour. And like I said earlier, Glades looks similar. So this is Heritage, but this one places you right on the hub of our housing lot. And so when you come in, you're going to always get this great experience of walking down the hallway. All of our spaces also have classrooms. They do have public bathrooms and areas. But as you can tell, both of the lobby areas, these are our hubs. Our students come, they hang out. Then lastly, before I kind of close out for this session is mail. So we do have full service mail here. Our mail centers are open Monday through Saturday. They have different hours during the weekend versus the weekend. We do get packages from Amazon and all of those different spaces, UPS and so on and so forth. They will come directly to the building. Students will get a notification. It will not go to their room and things of that nature. It will go to the mailroom. Every student gets a mailbox key, and that will allow them their letter mail, and then packages come through a different system. We do have vending machines in all of our spaces. And as I said earlier, computer labs, you saw the computer lab in Parliament. You're now seeing the computer lab in Heritage. They look almost identical in Glades as well. So they all have a desktop feature for students to engage. There's usually a couple Macs as well in that space. And whiteboards. So a lot of our students who are doing study groups or doing things will use that space to write on and things of that nature. This particular location has tower doors versus elevators like Parliament has, but our front desks are there to help. It's going to take us all the way down into our multi-purpose room. And I just want to close with that before I sign off. And so the multi-purpose room, like I said earlier, is this place where students engage. So they're going to have TVs, they're going to have couches, they're going to have pool tables and things of that nature. And so you will find a lot of students hanging out there and engaging in the evening, but throughout the day as well. So I'm going to pause right here and say thank you so very much for all of your time today. Once again, if you have any questions about living on campus here at FAU, please contact us. Go and take a tour on our virtual tours, and we look forward to seeing you all and being part of our OWL family. Thank you and have a great